Our next guest is a Bronx resident who has recently formed and founded the charitable organization Fair in Action. Here to share more is Amy Fair.
Yes.
We welcome you to the show.
Thank you, Mr. Lee.
Amy Fair is going to share. Now tell us about this wonderful organization. Give us a brief background on your upbringing first right here in the Bronx, because you live around Castle Hill?
Yes, I do.
Castle Hill. Ooh. Told you I was going to make you feel comfortable.
Yes, you do.
So tell us about your upbringing in the Bronx.
Well, originally I was born in Mount Vernon, but I grew up in the Bronx.
Money earning.
Yes, money earning Mount Vernon. And I came from a single parent home.
Mm-hmm.
I was born by the lovely Patricia Fair. She's a pastor, so I was upraised in the church as well. And basically, by growing up in a single parent home, there was a lot of adversities that went on.
Sure.
The blessings of being in that situation was the fact that because my mother was so involved in the church, she exposed me to community service. And it really started from the church.
Yeah.
You know, she couldn't afford the babysitter, so I was in church 7 days a week, basically.
Right, right.
And I would watch her feed the homeless and just, you know, work with different people and give out counseling. And even though we was going through things at home, my mother always had an upbeat attitude.
Yeah, yeah.
And a lot of that came from the fact that she was so involved in the ministry.
Yeah.
So with that, that inspired me.
So it helped you to look upon what she was doing throughout that.
She never complained about anything. I mean, I can remember doing my homework in the dark with candles. You know, and
Garnett had to come in and shut things down for
eviction
a while.
notices.
Happens,
I mean,
yes,
we
indeed.
struggled. We struggled hard. And I remember when chicken wings were only $1.
Yeah.
And we would take those chicken wings and we would stretch
And
it
make
out.
it work. Yeah.
Make it work.
And even eat the little part to it too.
Eat the little part, wash
end of that
clothes
wing.
in the sink.
Yeah.
You know, and I was always freshly dressed
Yeah,
to school.
that, that rough board.
Didn't have the rough board, no. But you know, Mom taught me how to be humble and be thankful, and still I was proud every day. So
And I understand. I'm right there with you. There was 9 of us living in, you know, 3-bedroom apartment in Queensbridge.
okay.
So your mom was also the father. So
My
happy
father
Father's
was
Day
around.
to your
Happy
mother.
Father's Day to Mom. Yeah, I did have a father.
Yes.
He deceased. He passed away 5 years ago, and he died from diabetes. However, I was living at home with my mother, but I still had a relationship with my father.
So what made you want to start an organization such as Fair in Action?
Well, Fair in Action, I'm a busy woman. Got that from my mother, inherited it from her. So with that being said, is because I work full time at a university.
What university?
New York University.
Ah, NYU. Give a big round of applause. All right.
Thank you.
All right, Lehman's in the house too. Give Lehman a big hand. Oh, yeah.
I go to school part-time.
Uh-huh.
I freelance model. I've been in Evolution of Curves. I also participated in Miss Vermont in 2000, and I participated in the Miss Full Figured USA pageant.
Get out of here.
Yes,
All
so
right.
I've been very busy.
You're busy.
Busy, and just I modeled, like I said, for quite a bit of designers. And with that being said, is that I wanted to still give back. I wanted to do something. I didn't feel.
You can take a peek. You didn't feel what?
I love that picture. That's from the lovely Lonnie Cisco. I actually did it 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
And
Nice.
Lonnie
What is that, a
actually,
gown?
that is one of his gowns.
That's beautiful.
And he was my designer for my pageant attire.
Wow. Can you walk for us now? I'm only kidding.
I can always walk.
There you go.
So again, going back to why I wanted to start this program was because when I ran for Miss Vermont in 2000, they obviously give you a platform.
Yeah.
But over the years, and like I said, because I came from this background of giving, it always stuck with me. And when I would do things, I still felt like something was missing. So I use my modeling as a networking tool.
Yeah.
And I've used that for, you know, my slogan, I model for a cause. And anytime I can do something for my community and use the fashion, I commingle the two.
There you go. Now you said Miss Vermont?
I ran for Miss Vermont in 2000.
What the heck you did? Wait a minute. You went way up to Vermont? What?
Well, remember
How
I
about
said
Miss
we
Bronx?
didn't have no money. So honestly, I didn't even talk to my parents. I threw out my applications, and the first person who bid and gave me a scholarship, I didn't even talk.
I got you.
I left.
I understand.
I went.
So what types of things do you hope to accomplish with this organization that you just started?
Well, the 2 elements I'm focusing on in this program is single parenting, and I'm advocating for diabetes. They're very dear to me, one, because my father passed from it.
Yes.
My mother has it. A couple of my uncles recently, back to back, passed away from it. and because I was born again from a single parent home, and I'm a single parent myself.
Beautiful. So what are some of the things that you're doing in advocating for it?
Well, one, I'm going to be, well, in regards to single parent perspective, we're going to do a mentorship
And
program.
diabetes.
And in the diabetes. But for the single parent piece, I'm going to focus on a mentorship program. So I'm going to have parents to basically mentor individuals who are
beautiful.
single parents.
I love it.
To teach them how to better manage their child and have a better relationship and things like that. And also I want to promote more awareness for the women, particularly.
Yeah.
Because it's a cycle and it's becoming epidemic. And
Yeah.
as I've been doing my research, you know, 50% of children today in African American home are in a single parent situation.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't want my daughter to basically feel like I'm encouraging her to keep that lifestyle.
Yeah.
I want her to understand that
You want to break that cycle.
I want to
Bam,
break
it's
it.
over.
I want to break it.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be the norm. You know, when I was growing up, it wasn't the norm. Now it's the norm. I actually have heard women say, I want to have a baby out of wedlock. I don't want a man in my life. That is not something I want to encourage my daughter. I don't want us to encourage our other young women that that's acceptable.
Some people call it a donor. I just want a donor.
Yeah, and no. You know, I definitely want us to teach our girls to have standards.
Yeah.
And that they're not handicapped because they came from a single parent environment.
And what about diabetes? What are some of the things that you're doing?
In respect to the diabetes, providing awareness. Again, doing my research. There's over 25% of people in the African American and Hispanic community are diabetics. And 10% of those folks are undiagnosed. So they're walking around, they're not even aware they have diabetes.
Yeah,
They're not aware of what the symptoms are. So what my program will do is bring awareness, and I plan to network with other organizations in addition to meeting with schools and talking to different churches to provide awareness.
Yeah, I had a brother that was driving around. He drives cross country. I saw him. I said, "Whoa, what happened to you?" His blood sugar level was like off the hook, and he's been driving around like that. He just lost a lot of weight, you know. And when he came to New York, we put him in we just took him to the emergency room, and they found out his thing was way up past what it was supposed to be.
Exactly.
So he said, they gave me insulin. I got to take insulin now. But you know, there's a one that's hereditary, type 1, and the type 2 is from foods. We can correct a lot of things with the foods that we eat. And you're going to have to change your diet anyway, whether you have type 1 or type 2.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that's a wonderful thing that you're doing.
Thank you very much, sir.
Keep doing the good work that you do. Now, how important is the empowerment of people within our community?
It's very important because, again, when I think of, you know, all the young people that we're dealing with every day and the adults that come across, a lot of them, they don't feel motivated. And they feel like no one cares about them. And I feel like if we just take the time to empower one another, encourage one another, regardless of our status, that the world will be a better place.
You're on a mission.
I'm definitely on a mission. I really want to make a difference.
You'll be like Mama.
Definitely, and better.
You're preaching about it.
I don't know about preaching.
Yeah, you're preaching about it. You have your own mission. You know, you can take this all over the place.
I hope so.
Create that awareness. Let people know.
Definitely.
Because people need to know. Now, there's a big thing that's happening, the Diabetes Expo.
Yes.
And then there's a big walk.
I'm going to participate
around September
in the
and
walk.
October. Yeah. You know, so go to diabetes.org or whatever.
I'm already an advocate for the American Diabetes Association. I'm an advocate for JDRF, Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation.
Beautiful. Yes. I'm loving it. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, sir.
And then we're going to take a quick break right here. And where can we get more information on this before we break out?
We can go to wix.com/highlyfavoredaf/fair in action.
Amy Fair, Fair in Action. Give her a big round of applause, everybody. Thank you so much.